When it comes to finishing wood, many people may overlook the importance of rubbing out the final coat. However, taking the time to properly polish a finish can make all the difference in achieving a high-quality, hand-rubbed look. In this guide, we will walk you through the steps of rubbing out a finish, including the tools and techniques necessary to achieve a mirror-like finish. Before you begin the finishing process, it's important to know an understanding of what type of finish you're working with. Gloss lacquer or varnish are ideal options for achieving a hand-rubbed look, as they do not contain flattening agents that produce a low luster result. Satin or semi-gloss finishes may feel smoother after being rubbed out, but they will not achieve the same polished mirror finish as gloss finishes. Most finishes will have a spectrum of sheen to choose from. Using 320 grit silicon carbide paper, sand the surface of the finish with the grain. This will help to eliminate any dust that may have settled during the drying time. Be sure to use steady pressure and sand evenly across the surface, being careful not to break through the edges and expose the wood underneath the finish. Once the paper starts sticking to the finish through suction, it's time to change the paper. With the whole surface rubbed with the 320 grit, it's time to move up to steel wool. Using number 000 steel wool, rub the surface of the finish with even pressure. Be cautious when polishing shellac, as the heat generated by the friction of rubbing can soften the shellac and damage the finish. When you see traces of dust on the bottom of the pad, it's time to unfold the pad and roll it tightly again, exposing a new area of clean wool. Once the entire finish is shiny, you know you've done a good job with the steel wool. Quick question, should you use steel wool on water-based finishes? It is generally not recommended to use steel wool on water-based finishes. Water-based finishes tend to be softer than solvent-based finishes, and the steel wool fibers embedded in the finish end up giving the finish random spots of rust. Instead, it is best to use synthetic abrasive pads for water-based finishes. Additionally, it is important to always follow the manufacturer's recommendations for any finished product you use. At this point, our finish has a nice shine, but we can still take it a step further. For those who want to take their finish to the next level, pumice and rotten stone can be used to further polish finishes. Pumice is powdered volcanic ash that comes in grits from IF to 4F, with IF being the coarsest. Rotten stone is decomposed limestone that is a gray color. Both can be used with water or mineral oil to further abrade and polish a finish. However, by today's standards, car polishing compounds offer the same effect with much less aggravation. In summary, while rubbing out a finish may seem like an unnecessary step, taking the time to properly polish your finish can make all the difference in achieving a hand-rubbed look. By following these simple steps and using the right tools and techniques, you can achieve a mirror-like finish that will make your woodwork stand out